Michael is the latest film to come out of the musical biopic craze that has been sweeping Hollywood over the past few years. This film has been hotly debated or hotly anticipated, depending on who you asked. I saw it, and it was fine. It was like perfectly entertaining, I would say.
Yeah, just to start off from the bat, this review, I have not seen this movie, so it's all about your thoughts. What do you, like, how much of a fan are you of Michael Jackson?
I mean, I would say a pretty casual fan, though, like many of us, of course, I've grown up with his music.
Yeah.
The guy is insanely talented.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just someone that everyone knows. He's like steeped into popular culture. Mm-hmm. But I'd say even coming up to this film, I was always going to see it, but I wasn't like, I mean, I was a big enough MJ fan, but not like a diehard fanatic, you know?
Yeah, same. The reason why I haven't seen this movie is just because I'm just not interested.
Right.
I'm so kind of bored of these, you know, musical biopics at this point, really.
The interesting thing about this film is that it's actually produced by Graham King, who produced Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
So it's obviously right for comparisons
that
there.
put me off as well.
And I will say, the thing with this film is, yes, it is in some ways by the numbers. In terms of its narrative structure, it is everything you will have seen in most musical biopics. You know, shows their troubled childhood, the path to success, blah, blah, blah. But I think I just enjoyed this more because, not that Freddie Mercury wasn't interesting, but I kind of think for a film, Michael Jackson is actually a fascinating person to make one of these films on.
I suppose his story is more interesting.
Yes,
because
and there are so many different, like, I'd say versions of him that, you know, that the public saw, that fans, may hold dear to them. There's a lot to explore there. And the reason why I enjoyed this more, despite it maybe carrying the same level of cliches, is because at least it was entertaining. I found Bohemian Rhapsody so boring.
Yeah.
Like, I felt at least this was stylishly directed.
Right.
It was fun. It was a tight pace. I just wasn't bored. I was bored as shit throughout a lot of Bohemian Rhapsody up until the Live Aid scene at the end. So I will give Michael this. Was never boring.
I suppose it is just naturally interesting to see the development of him as a person, as what he became and where he started from, so young. And how he developed, and just how he grew as an artist and stuff. That is just inevitably interesting. So I suppose, like, by design, it is going to be entertaining, especially if the editing and the directing, it might be quite like generic. But if it's in service of that story, then it's kind of like you just have like this golden movie that will just work.
Yeah, 100%.
Did you feel like the visuals and the style of it was kind of like it replicated his personality? Because that's the thing for me. For the musical biopics I've seen, the ones that have hit me the most have been the ones that have actually truly felt like I am in this artist's world. Like, the movie is fucking reflecting their personality back at me, rather than just some kind of generic story. A movie that's telling the story in the most standard way, which probably is better received, to be honest with you, because some people just like to sit back and just watch the story.
And that's why people like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think this film is probably like it may be somewhat generically told, but I felt that like the style just was like it was slick enough for me to get past that.
Yeah,
I didn't actually mind.
And the main thing with Bohemian Rhapsody as well was like the truly like terrible editing.
Oh my god,
the problem with that.
Yeah. No, this film, for the most part, had very like good editing.
Yeah, and how were like the performances? And
the performances. Well, we've got to talk about the main man himself. I mean, Jaafar Jackson, who is Michael Jackson's nephew, by the way, killed it. It was fucking insane. And some people might say, it's nepotism, but I think for this to work, you had to have a member of the Jackson family playing him, because there are moments in this film where I truly felt like, fuck, I'm actually watching young Michael Jackson.
Was there any, do you feel like there was any like CGI with his face?
No, well, actually there is a bit of very weird CGI. His monkey Bubbles.
Right.
Bubbles is fully CGI, and that was a little distracting.
Wait, did Michael Jackson have a monkey?
Yes, but come on, man, get down the law. Yeah, Bubbles. It was
I never knew that. I never knew that. No,
fully CGI Bubbles, which was a little distracting.
Yeah.
But what I liked about like his performance is it never felt like he was doing an impression. In this case, the fact that he was a member of the family, it really helped.
Right.
And then also, like, aside from his like dancing skills, which you've got to have to be like portraying Michael Jackson, this is his first performance. The guy had never acted before. Right. And I thought he was great. And then Coleman Domingo is a really solid actor, so got to give a shout to him from doing what he could with what was on the page, because he plays Michael Jackson's father, who is kind of like the villain of the piece.
Right.
And like, you know, there is maybe a lot for him to work with on the page, but he gave it like quite a bit of humanity. He enhanced the performance, I would say. And then just got to bring up Miles Teller. Not very noteworthy reason. The fact that he's there, it's just very bizarre. He plays Michael Jackson's lawyer. It was weird seeing.
Did it stick out weirdly? Like
It did. I don't know. So when Miles Teller popped up, I was like, bro, who are you? Who are you playing?
Did it not really feel like it fit well with his role?
I don't know. Just seeing him. It's very
Right.
hard to explain. He kind of took me out a little bit, but I kind of I got used to it.
Why?
I don't know. I don't actually have a good reason. I don't know. And I love Miles Teller as an actor.
Do you think it
but,
was just because I saw in the trailer he's got like the weird
It's his
fucking
hair, man.
hairdo? Yeah.
and the prosthetics?
What I find really interesting in particular is just like the scale that he took his music videos. Like every single music video was
crazy.
directed by literally some of the best filmmakers out there. If we have a little look, John Landis did Thriller, Black and White. Martin Scorsese directed the Bad music video. Spike Lee, They Don't Care About Us. David Fincher, Who Is It? And John Singleton, Remember the Time. Like, it's just like this
mad.
guy had like literally the best fucking people working on his work. How much did it go into that like style, like that part of his story, or is it more just about like a personal story?
It's mostly a personal story, but they had some a really great scene was their recreation of the Thriller music video.
Right.
And there's actually one bit where you show him like talking to John Landis.
Oh, okay.
And saying to him and the camera operators, "Hey, you need to see my feet. Why don't you pan down here?" I couldn't resist, guys. Couldn't resist.
After every line.
Literally, yeah, no, but that's a really like cool moment. 'Cause
Right.
in the Thriller music video, you see like just the footwork. The footwork is fucking crazy, and they actually show him putting that into the music video in that one scene. I thought that was cool.
See, I like to see that shit.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting.
Like, that was a really cool moment. And then they did it a lot for the Bad music video, though that scene went on a little too long. It's like, spoilers, obviously. It's like him showing them the choreography. And
Right.
that scene was about 5 minutes long. It was cool, but it maybe went on for a little too long.
The way
It was
the way
cool
it
to see
was
stuff like that,
the
though.
way it was directed, was it kind of like just your standard like this angle cut, or was it like long shots, long takes, oneers? and
Oh
stuff
no,
like that?
he would. I think especially during the concert scenes. I mean, very cutty, but not in a bad way. But he would move. He would move the camera.
But it
you
wasn't
know.
overly like, wow, this is a long, extensive.
No,
one-take kind
not
of thing.
really. But again, it was just slicker than Bohemian Rhapsody, though.
Yeah, you don't always need oneers.
Exactly.
you
No,
know.
not always. But just Bohemian Rhapsody just doesn't. No, just there's no life in that film, and that's what I've come to realize over the past few years.
Yeah,
Honestly, there's no life anywhere in the
No.
direction, and at least this it gave it something. I mean, directed by Antoine Fuqua, who I wouldn't have expected to do a musical. I mean, he's known for films like Training Day and The Equalizer.
Yeah.
He works more in the action genre.
Have you seen Magnificent
I
Seven?
have not. No,
Olympus Has Fallen. Southpaw. Okay, he did Southpaw. That was
I didn't.
that
know.
was a pretty-
I forgot that. But no, the guy's he's a very capable director.
Yeah, absolutely.
Solid director.
Oh, fair play. Yeah, it's not the sort of director I would have expected.
Yeah. But
yeah.
then the big thing with this film, and why I said at the beginning, hotly debated, is because Michael Jackson's personal life has been a big topic of debate for years and years.
Of course, yeah.
And this film only goes up to the Bad era.
Right, okay.
So like 1988, I believe. And the big controversy with this film, there were some rumors behind the scenes that they were going to address the allegations.
Right.
Like allegedly, this film was supposed to open with a SWAT team or like the police force like raiding Neverland,
Wow.
where he lives, and where he lived. Sorry. And apparently, for legal reasons, they had to cut it out. And look, I think it's okay because this is his origin story. It's the first few years of his life. The allegations didn't happen until after. But two, this film has done so well, they've already got a sequel greenlit. So you never know, because his life is just so interesting, and like there's so much to draw on and talk about. Maybe in the next film they'll address it.
That would have been very interesting I mean, it would have been fucking brave and bold for a Michael Jackson biopic to start
open
off like
yeah,
that.
oh my god.
It would have been pretty. That would have been good, but I completely get why they decided not to do that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they even considered that and have been open about that, I think that's pretty brave. But yeah, apart from what they mentioned of thinking of doing that movie doesn't tackle anything.
No,
to do
not
with
particularly. I mean, it kind of like hints at what's to come.
Yeah.
There are little moments which I did appreciate. There are little like breadcrumbs. Like, for example, he's like towards the end of his life, his addiction to painkillers. There's like a scene in the hospital where he's like, the doctors got me on all these meds, and it's like, okay, hinting at what's going to happen.
Right.
And then there's a big motif about Neverland. Like, he's reading stories to himself and like to Bubbles, like Peter Pan. So it's interesting how they've like hinted at that. I guess maybe they were hoping they were going to do a second one, and it looks like it's going to happen.
Wow. Okay. So it stopped at 1988.
Yeah,
That's the point
the bad tour.
I see. Okay. Wow. Interesting. It's cool that they're taking their time with the story.
Yeah.
I like that. So there's definitely basically going to be a Michael 2.
Yeah, no, that's confirmed. It's quite funny. At the end, it ends with like a title card with like his story continues, like it's the next Avengers film. It's like Michael will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Shit. Wow.
It's cool. But no, like it was good. It was entertaining. Actually better than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Still not Rocketman. Definitely not Rocketman. Rocketman is like excellent, and definitely not a complete unknown, which I also really enjoyed. That was the Bob Dylan biopic with Timothée Chalamet.
Just basically a 7 out of 10 kind of thing.
Yeah, solid 7 out of 10. I would
Nice.
say. Yeah.